It's big, it's brass, and it's got Bluetooth. That's right, this mountain taming monstrosity is now able to be controlled by a smart device thanks to its recent conversion to BluNami. This is my Right of Way Industries bull moose, and we're going to check it out right here on Datafied. A few months ago, I found my white whale, my needle in the haystack, this beautifully detailed Right of Way Industries 2880 number 3704. Took me a while to find it, but ironically, as I wrap up this project today, there are actually a few that have popped up for sale since then. One of those is on trains.com. So if you're looking for one like mine, not only could you grab that one, but you could also use my coupon code, Datafied, at checkout. You can save yourself $10 on any order, $50 or more. The bull moose is definitely more than 50. It's a one-time use code, but if you use it, you'll be supporting us here on the Secondhand Overland, so thanks in advance. Anyway, where was I? Ah, yes, this big fella. While it might tick off some purists and collectors, I have performed a bit of a resto mod to this fella, for lack of a better term. It still looks as stunning as it did on the outside, but you might notice those lights are a little bit brighter. I went in and upgraded everything to LED while I was installing this purple thing. Oh yeah, that! Right here is the game changer you're probably more interested in. That's probably why you're watching this video in the first place. This is a BluNami control board, and it's surprisingly simple. My friend Sid helped me figure most of this out, so if you want to see his tutorial, go check that out. The link is on screen and in the description of this video. But what this does is allow you to take any engine, hook up its power, motors, any lighting, and other features, and it hooks them into this control board that is Bluetooth enabled. So once the engine gets power, it can be connected to a Bluetooth smart device like this iPad, and then controlled remotely. Just supply constant power to the track, and the rest is controlled through BluNami on the board. So why perform surgery on a limited production model like my bull moose? I'm sure many of you might be cringing over that idea. Well, at the end of the day, I'm not collecting these trains with the intention to sell them or make a profit. What? These are here to be enjoyed on our home rails, and our railroad is a little cramped for space. That means if I wanted to use an engine with conventional control, that's a bit of a hassle to try and work other engines around it. Nearly everything here on the Secondhand Overland is command control because we're running multiple trains at multiple speeds with multiple operators on the main line. The other engines can sit patiently on a siding waiting for my son or nephew to change their mind and get the next one running. But when the bull moose in its original conventional form was there, I had to power on track voltage carefully, get it going first, then get the other command engines rolling, and that was a bit of a dance of death sometimes. And if I wanted to stop things, I gotta stop the whole thing. So as wonderful and simple as conventional control is, we are able to do more with command control here at our home layout. I've had a lot of questions as to why we don't do more conventional, and it's not out of disinterest, it's we just can't do as much with it because of the space that we have. That's where BluNami really offered me the ability to take this amazing looking engine and enable it to be remotely controlled just like other trains on our line. Not only that, but this version I found didn't have sound effects, so the sound included with BluNami brings this bull moose to life. The idle, chuffs, tons of sound file options for whistles and bells. The bull moose literally comes to life thanks to these sounds that the BluNami offers it. Go ahead and turn on track power, buddy. We don't have lights installed up front yet, but I do have the ash pan glow going. Wait for that screen to change. You'll see a big green throttle lever. Ho ho! Oh my gosh. Wow, you did. Can you back him up? Do you know which one? There we go. All right. Yes. Oh. Right there.
Okay.
Yeah! I can't believe it works. Nice job. I'm still no install wizard like Sid, but once I was able to locate all the wiring inside and needed to hook up the labels to the BluNami board, it was just a matter of packaging things as solid as possible. And that's honestly what took me the most time, all the prep work for this. For starters, this was my first brass engine, and I am admittedly unfamiliar with the construction methods here, so that means deconstructing things and all that was a little bit tricky. Things just go together differently than they do on a Lionel engine, so I wanted to be careful not to mess something up when taking things apart. Once I got comfortable with that, I knew I wanted to make use of as much of the original wiring as possible to make this a clean and efficient install. Doing that took a little bit more planning and careful execution. Not only did I want to avoid messing anything up with this rare locomotive, but I also wanted to avoid screwing up the BluNami board, especially when it came to powering things up. So after that, I proceeded to finish up the wiring of all the tiny LEDs in the front, completed the work inside the tender. Honestly, the tender alone took quite a bit of planning because there really wasn't much in there. I redid the tether to the tender, redid the LED wiring. Again, there was no sound, so I had to install a speaker and a box for it for the sound. I got the power pickup sorted out, and then thanks to that original test, I was feeling pretty confident for its true maiden voyage. Loaded up with every scale-size freight car we have, which actually isn't too many, considering we mostly have semi-scale cars here. We got her set on the rails, along with our other locomotive of the Oregon Short Line, good old 618, the Heber Creeper. The motors are still kind of noisy on the Bull Moose, but it did that before, and I'm told it's normal. Now there's a nice speaker throwing sound, and that kind of drowns it out. Plus, the whistle and bell sound fantastic on this, and the brighter lights just look way more vivid. Thanks to the great details this engine already had from Right of Way Industries, it fits right in with our other modern trains here on our line, but now it has the modern control system to roll with them. There's only one feature I didn't bother with on this resto mod, and that's the reverse light. Honestly, that's just because I didn't use a tether cord with enough wires left over to add the option for the reverse light. Also, I had enough trouble figuring out the construction of the locomotive, and honestly, I couldn't figure out how the hell I could get the tender apart to get a wire way back there, so I just left it out. So now this BluNami is running nicely, with good control, nice sounds, brighter lights, and pulling just as strong as it had before. Really glad I decided to upgrade this one, and I'm super happy with how things turned out. I was admittedly nervous about this before, but now that I have one of these under my belt, I'm more confident with tackling another. So the next time I find an engine I like, but I don't think I can get it to work the way I want it to on our home rails, now I can with BluNami. If you've got questions on what I did or what you can do with your project, let me know. Also, be sure to check out Sid's tutorial on this, as I referenced that a lot when I was working on my own. Actually, it's more than that. Were it not for his video, but his encouragement and his support while I was tackling this project, I probably would have never done this. So I've got to give a bull moose-sized thank you to Sid. I was tempted just to send my train and the parts to him to build, but I really did want to see if it was something I could do. In previous videos before this channel was datified, I would toss laser tag boards into old busted Nerf blasters, and this process seemed like it was kind of in that same vein, so I wanted to be able to tackle this on my own. Just didn't want to mess it up catastrophically because of the rarity of this engine, and the BluNami boards aren't exactly cheap. They're just not a dime a dozen, so really glad I had his guidance and help on a lot of this stuff. Really happy I've finally done a train conversion. I had done that 080 switcher that I did before, but that was just plugging some guts from one engine into another one with better running gear. This was a lot more labor intensive, but it worked out so well, and I'm so glad it's done, running here on our rails. And my son's happy about it too. He's really happy to see the bull moose back around, because I had to explain to him, bull moose is in the shops, he's getting worked on, I can't bring him out just yet, so... Anyway, if you want to see more of what we're doing, check it out. I got some links here at the end of the video. Please like and subscribe. It means a ton to get your guys' support on this. So thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next one.